Okay, so have you ever messed around with those AI writer? They
Yeah.
can be crazy impressive, right? Like one minute they're spitting out this super insightful stuff,
Right.
and then the next it's like, what is this even saying?
Yeah, totally. It's like, where'd the logic go?
But what if, and stick with me here, what if there was a way to get that like next level AI quality,
Okay.
but consistently, I'm talking stuff that actually like blows human writing out of the water.
Hmm.
That's what we're diving into
Oh,
today.
that's a tall order.
Right.
But yeah, it's a fascinating area of research.
Totally.
What's so intriguing is that it's not just about like making AI write better sentences. It's about making it think like a human writer.
Whoa.
Flaws and all.
So we're talking like replicating the creative process.
Ex-
And we're not just talking theory here. There's actual research claiming to do just that.
I'm listening, yeah.
We've got excerpts from this new article. It's called Cognitive Content Planning and Generation.
Okay.
It's from Wordlab AI. And they did not hold back on testing this thing out.
Interesting.
So, like, what's the deal with current AI writing? Like, why isn't it already at this, like, super smart level?
Well, the article does a great job of highlighting those shortcomings.
Mhm.
Think about it. Most AI writing tools, they're good at mimicking patterns,
Right, right.
but they often miss the bigger picture.
It's like they can write you a beautiful sentence about the importance of flossing with a unicorn's horn,
Right.
but then they completely miss the fact that unicorns,
Not exactly.
exact.
And that's because they lack those cognitive processes that humans take for granted. Planning, researching, even self-critique.
Totally.
I do it naturally, but replicating that in AI, super difficult.
So, WordLab AI is trying to bridge that gap with this new framework. They call it CCPG.
Okay.
Stands for Cognitive Content Planning and Generation.
Catchy?
Right. And it's like they literally sat down with a bunch of writers, figured out how their brains work, and then they were like, let's code that.
Ambitious. I like
Uh,
it.
so walk us through the CCPG thing. Like, how does it actually work?
So it guides the AI through a very human-like process.
Okay.
Starts with understanding the goals of the writing, then brainstorming and researching the topic, but like thoroughly.
Okay, so none of that, like, just skimming Wikipedia stuff?
No, no, this is deep, nuanced research, like what a grad student would do.
Wow, so we're talking serious academic rigor here.
Absolutely, this is next level stuff.
Okay, now this is my favorite part.
Yeah.
They have this built-in, like, critique feedback engine.
Wait, what?
The AI checks its own work.
No way.
I'm serious. It can, like, spot gaps in its own logic, flag anything that needs more research, even suggest, like, totally different angles to explore.
So it's like having a built-in editor.
Right.
That's amazing. That level of self-awareness in AI, that's new.
It's wild. It's like they gave the AI a mini version of itself to be its own, like, writing coach.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
And it addresses one of the biggest challenges in AI content creation.
Gotcha.
Making sure the AI actually understands what it's writing about,
Yeah.
not just spitting out words that sound good together.
Right. Because, like, we've all seen what happens when AI goes off the rails.
Oh, yeah. It can get messy. But this CCPG framework, this has the potential to change the game completely.
Mm-hmm.
So to really put this CCPG thing to the test,
Yeah.
they designed this whole experiment.
Okay.
They wanted to see how it stacked up against not just other AI writing tools,
Uh-huh.
but a human writer, too.
Oh, wow. So, like a real head-to-head.
Exactly.
They weren't messing around. Like, they could have just had it go up against, some basic content farm.
Right.
But
Right.
they went straight for the big leagues.
They did. ChatGPT, Jasper, Byword,
Okay, yeah, those are, like, the heavy hitters.
all the ones you've heard of, probably used even.
Exactly.
And then just to make things interesting, they threw a human writer into the mix.
Which, I gotta say, that's kind of intimidating, right?
Yeah.
Like, for the human. Imagine being, like, the writer in this showdown.
Yeah, talk about pressure.
Right. Like, what if this AI is so good it can actually, like, write you out of a job?
Big concerns.
Right. But, okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. Tell me about the showdown. Like, how'd it go down?
Okay, so to keep things super fair, they made sure the judging was totally blind.
Okay, so, like, nobody knew.
Nobody knew which piece of writing came from what,
Okay.
whether it was an AI or the human.
Got it. Got it.
And they weren't just looking at, like, basic grammar and spelling either.
Right.
They brought in a whole panel of judges.
Wow. Serious business.
Oh, yeah, to evaluate the writing across 10 different metrics.
10. Okay. Like, what? Give me the nitty-gritty.
All right, so they looked at things like how rich the information was, how insightful,
Huh.
how well it actually covered the topic, and even like how engaging the writing style was.
So, like, the really subjective stuff.
Exactly. The stuff that's hard to quantify.
Right, which, I mean, that's what makes it even more impressive, right?
Exactly.
Okay, enough with the build-up. How did Wordlab's AI do?
So on basically every single metric, it ranked at the top.
No way.
I'm serious.
Out of all of them.
Outperforming even the human writer a lot of the time.
Hold on. So you're telling me this AI, it was able to, like, write better than a real live human?
That's what the data suggests, yeah.
That's insane. That's a really big deal, right? Like, for everyone.
It's huge, and it just goes to show how this CCPG framework, it really does elevate things.
Wow.
Like, take domain expertise, for example.
Okay.
This metric measured how well each piece of writing showed, like deep understanding of the subject.
Okay, so, like, actual knowledge.
Exactly.
Pot it.
Wordlab's AI didn't just win, it crushed it.
Even the human.
Especially the human.
So what you're saying is this AI, it was more knowledgeable, more insightful than an actual expert.
In this specific test,
Yeah.
it seems so...
That's a little terrifying.
It raises a lot of questions, that's for sure.
Like, what does that mean for, like, the future of everything? Okay, so we've got this AI that can write as well as a human.
Better even in some cases.
Better? Yeah, that's right.
It's wild.
That's a lot to process.
Yeah.
What does that even mean for, like, everyone?
Well, think about it. For marketers, they could generate, like, incredibly persuasive ad copy.
Right.
Businesses could create, like, super in-depth reports.
Yeah.
Students, imagine personalized learning tailored to them.
It's like instead of having one teacher,
Right.
you've got, like, a million AI teachers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All working for you.
That's insane. Okay, but what about, like, scientific research?
Oh, a perfect example.
Yeah.
Instead of spending months, years analyzing data,
Yeah.
researchers could offload that to AI.
So we're talking, like, faster discovery.
Absolutely. Faster cures, breakthroughs.
Okay, now this is the part I'm really curious about.
Yeah.
What about, like, creative stuff? Like, what does this mean for writers?
Right. Writers are probably freaking out a little.
I'd be terrified.
But here's the thing.
Okay.
It's not about replacing human creativity.
No.
It's about, like, amplifying it.
Okay.
Imagine you're a writer.
Yeah.
You've got writer's block, right?
Ugh, the worst.
The AI could be your brainstorming buddy.
Okay.
It could help you research,
Well, right.
suggest plot lines. It's like having...
It's like having, like, the best writing partner ever.
Okay, exactly.
But, I mean, there's going to be downsides, right?
Of course, yeah, we got to be careful.
Like, what about misinformation?
Huge one.
If AI is writing everything, how do we know what's true?
And plagiarism, too.
Right. If it's learning from what's already out there,
Exactly.
how do we make sure it's not just copying?
Big questions, and it's going to take all of us.
So developers, policymakers,
Writers, everyone working together.
to make sure this AI thing, doesn't go all Terminator on us.
Exactly. It's a powerful tool.
Right. But like any tool, it depends on who's using it.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So this CCPG thing, it's just the beginning.
The tip of the iceberg, really.
We've gone from, like, basic sentence generators.
To AI that can think for itself.
That's wild.
Yeah.
So next time you're reading something, an article, a story,
Right.
don't just assume it was a human who wrote it.
It's true, the lines are getting blurry.
That's a little bit creepy, but also kind of cool, right?
The future is here.
And on that note, we're going to wrap up this deep dive.
Already.
I know, right? Time flies when you're talking about AI overlords.
That it does.
We'll see you next time.